Hey guys, Ryan here, and today we're bringing you a video in the Badger on, I don't know how that's pronounced, Kaunas? No idea. But either way, it's a standard battle in the Badger. It's a bit of a long video this, still in the one replay. In this game, I'm going to talk a little bit about what I do in the game and what my tactics are, as I always do, but I'm actually going to talk, the main topic of this video is going to be artillery. Now, one thing that the potentially reusable consumables might be coming into the game. Now on PC, reusable consumables meant artillery nerfs. By the way, I'm platooned with Felix in his E3 this game. Very heavy tier 10 game with a few tier 9s. But reusable consumables meant artillery changes on PC. And I'm really hopeful we'll get the same artillery changes. And what I mean is, artillery is the bane of many World of Tanks players' lives. And this replay, I'm hoping, will be a good example showing why. Now, obviously, I'm in a slow tank here with good armor, so for all intents and purposes, I like to play this thing as a heavy tank. Play quite aggressive, use my armor for the team, get the gun into work. I'm on a big map here, by the way. The enemy only have one artillery, it's T92, we have a 2-man platoon of them. As is the way this map works, a lot of the team from the spawn that I'm at goes down to that hill to snipe. I've got no intention of doing that. Mainly because if you go up onto the hill, artillery wrecks you. So, when you go into a game, first thing I notice is the artillery, and I've got to think, where can I go that he won't shit on me? So already, before the artillery's done anything, he's having an effect on my gameplay. And what you want to do is to try not let the artillery player affect your gameplay, so you want to do the things and go to places you usually go to, but then you're just going to die. So what I end up having to do is, I've got this kind of hybrid playstyle where I have to try and think about what I can do to avoid artillery, without making myself useless in the game, and only kind of do what I would do if I have to. And that's the real issue of it. If you're a heavy tank player, or playing these brawling heavies, you can't play the way you want to, and that's the main difference, because people say artillery cover. Excuse me. Now, let's get something out of the way. Artillery cover is basically a myth. 90% of artillery cover in the game is pointless, and what I mean by that is, a lot of the time, a position that is already safe, most of the time, tends to not be very useful for your team. So although you're safe from artillery, you're not helping your team, you're not shooting at enemies. So a lot of the time, in order for you to shoot at the enemy and help your team, or in this case with a heavy armoured vehicle, brawl with the enemy, you have to be in line of sight of artillery. And what that means is, like, Arty cover is not the best way to be Arty safe. The best way to be Arty safe is just to never get spotted. And even then, you're not guaranteed to be safe. I got one shot by an S-51 Russian artillery, blind. I'd never been spotted the entire game. On this map, actually, a few days ago. So even not getting spotted, you're not entirely safe, but like, that is the best way to be safe from artillery, is just never get spotted. Now, why is that an issue? Now, obviously, this is for all tanks, but as I stated before, you're going to hear me mainly talking about heavy tanks and brawling tanks like these. If you're in a heavy tank, or a tank where you want to use your armor for your team, not getting spotted is a bit of an issue. Like, so what are you going to do in your Type 5 Heavy E100? Spawn in, you see artillery, and the best way to stay already safe is to just go to the bush at the back of the map and sit in it like a TD. That's not helpful to your team, but it is the best way to be already safe. And that's where this gameplay style comes in, where all you can do is do what you normally do and pray. That's literally all you can do. Right now, I am in an already safe position, and I do have some opponents to shoot at, but I'm not being as useful as I want to be. Now, this Kampanja 50T is actually just, well, I don't really know what he's doing. He might be going for artillery, maybe? So, the enemy team clearly gathered that artillery's a big issue, so someone's just YOLOing in. Now, I'm turning to try and hit the Kampanja 50T, because I kind of want artillery to be alive. Just because I know on a map like this, artillery is very powerful. Now, the Jaeger's killed the Kampanja 50T. And I need to be careful around this corner, because there are enemies around here, and if one of them pushes round me, I might be in trouble, because I don't have a turret, and I'm very slow. That's why I'm being very careful here. And the tanks around this corner, there's light tank, there's a Leopard 1. Very fast vehicles. Now, I do have a bit of support from the back of the map. Like, the Jaeger can aim over here from the hill. And the E-100's nearby. Now, I tried a little snapshot on the Chieftain, didn't really work too well. But going back to my original point, the whole point is, this position I'm at now is not where I want to be right now. But so far, it's not the worst thing, because as stated, I do have enemies here. Now, the Leopard comes out, I'm about to shoot him, but the Jaeger nails him. And I actually get all the assistance, so it's not too big a deal. Now, pulling out for the Chieftain. Again, I missed the shot. He's trying to use cover, but the good news for me is Chieftain's a very weakly armoured heavy tank. The Badger doesn't have the most penetration, 270-ish, which is like more than enough for most things. In fact, during this game, I may not fire any premium rounds, or I may only fire 2 or 3. But, you know, it's not the most pen, but it's enough. Going back round, want to deal with the Chieftain. He bounces off me. Now, he's got an accurate gun and good penetration, but at this distance, I'd be very surprised if he could pen me. And his premium rounds are not really that good. 320 pen and APCR. Against the Badger, you really want heat. To pen through the front of it. Now, so far, it's still relatively even. I missed a shot on the Chieftain. I'm still worried about someone coming behind me. If you look at the mini-map, we have a tank going in right now for this 60 TP, I believe it is, to my left. Friendly tank, he's pushed him. And I'm moving in to try and help him. Now, I'm well aware that once I come up here, I may not be already safe anymore. But, look at the enemies here. It needs to be done for me to be effective, so... waiting for the Chieftain, I take a shot, not the Chieftain, the M48 Patton, there's something in the way. And I'm pushing out. So this is the moment where I'm intentionally... where I'm not already safe, but it needs to be done. I don't want to just sit around the corner and not attack these guys. Another shot into 60p, angling my tank, trying to make the lower plate just as hard as possible to hit. Moving backwards and forwards. I do bounce him. And now I know I've got the DPM to kill him. But you're going to see, actually, I aim for the lower plate, and I hit the underside of his tank, so it's not a ricochet. But again, my rate of fire is good enough to where it doesn't matter. I'm still going to get him. Now, what you're going to see is, I was about to go around this corner to push for the M48 Patton. But as I do, the Chieftain has made his way over here. And at this moment, I'm terrified right now, just waiting for the sound of artillery shell to be flying overhead and slam dunk me. Because, you see that engine deck on the back? That is pennable to Arty. And the other thing is, what I want you to realise for later is, this is a very heavy vehicle, and I have a super heavy spall liner on here, or a spall liner. So, I take less HE damage than I normally would do if I didn't have the spall liner on. Chieftain's in a very annoying position. I don't want to sit there stationary, pre-aiming that corner. So I'm going to back up, and you see I'm looking towards the town where I think the Arty shell might come from. And now, I don't have a turret, there's a Chieftain here. I'm going to go forward, try and proxy spot him, because I need to be ready for if he comes from either the left or the right. If he comes from the right, he does actually get shot into me. I prepare my tracks. That was a shitty shot by me, I auto-aimed him. Now I need to stay in the move to make my lower plate as hard as possible to hit. Missed again. Badger gun handle not doing me too well. I should mention as well, I really like the Badger. I really like the Badger. It's one of my favourite TDs. At least of all the slow TDs, like the E3, the Jaeger, and the Badger, this is my favourite. I still prefer 268 just because it's fast. But for the slow TDs at tier 10, this is my favourite one. Now, stay on the move, and what I'm thinking is, this isn't looking too great. I need to go meet up with my teammates. What you're going to see is, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to slowly make my way back to support them. Because they've been sat on the hill the entire game. Which I don't blame them for, it's just what happens on this map. Now, I've still got an E75, a 60 TP, and a Jaeger on our team. So, all heavies or heavily armoured vehicles that are, well, the E75 is quite quick, but fairly slow as well. The enemies have a machine, a Jaeger, and there's a machine actually on 28 hit points. I miss again. Don't let this game fool you, the gun hand in this tank's really nice. I don't know why it's not really working here. I'm amazed he penned with a standard round at this distance with the machine. But I do finish him off. and now there's a Valor on a lot of hit points. That's an issue, because he's kind of an issue for my team, because he's spotting them, which means artillery can do its work, and we don't have artillery. So what that means is the enemy tanks can go to whatever position they want to go to, and they're completely safe, don't have to worry about artillery. Me and my teammates don't get that luxury. Now, as I said, to be already safe, I basically don't want to be here, so I'm going to use this hill, should I say, as already safe cover. Aim for the Valor. He's firing Hash, which I suppose is fair enough. It's Badger. Pen him again. Now here's the really annoying part. He broke my gun. I think I took no damage, but a broken gun is really annoying. I know this thing's too inaccurate even with the broken gun, but, you know, that's not great. Now, enemy Jaeger's killer E75. Here's the game changer. Going around here is what I want to do and what needs to be done. But I'll be exposing myself to artillery. So the best thing to do would be not go round there. But if I don't go round there, it's a detriment to the game. So rather than let artillery affect what I'm doing without even shooting at me, I'm just going to go for it. Now I've loaded APCR because I've got a broken gun, the game's quite close. Missed the snapshot. Jagdtiger misses as well, so I'm going in. But as a result of coming out of Arty cover, there it is. It took about 500 lost about 500 hit points with a small liner, and he missed me, which put me to a one-shot for the Jagdtiger. So that sucks, but it's what you gotta do, and that's pretty much the gist of it. All you can do is try to get the best result you can before they already get you, and it's just finding that right mix of staying already safe, but not just giving up the game. Like as I said, by staying in a bush at the back of the map or going to a position where you can't shoot at enemies just because Arty can't shoot you there. You gotta try and find the positions where you can fight the enemy whilst being already safe, and then after that, you just have to risk it. I'm going to leave in the rest of this game. I want to watch it because you're going to see that, well, our Jaeger just lost about 940 hit points. But it's all good because he didn't get panned. He only got splashed for 1,000 basically. 60p trying to fight round here. Didn't really want to push out. Now the Jaeger's a one-shot, probably even for high explosive for most of these guys. 60p's got a lot of hit points, but he is fighting a Valor. And the 60p, while he does pick up the Valor, is now kind of a little bit exposed while we're just waiting for the reload. Now the Jagdtiger's trying to like keep his armor moving, keep angled from the the Jaeger's trying to keep his armor angled from the Jagdtiger, and the 60p is going to come back and help. And bear in mind, I'm actually watching this right now while I'm in a party with Felix. And what's going to happen is the Jagdtiger's moving. You can see 60p on the map. Excuse me. The 60p is going to drive out to the right of this Jaeger room to shoot the Jagdtiger. But the issue with that is, and I'm saying to Felix here, as that 60p comes round, he's going to get spotted by the Jagdtiger. He kills the Jagdtiger, and now I'm going to switch over to the 60p, because I've said to Felix, and now he's about to die to the T92. Wait for it. There it is. Honestly, there's just not much you can do. And then the enemy Jaeger takes out our Jaeger room. And I said to Felix, I think their T92 may have carried them this game. So I'm looking for the results here, but I managed to get a good result despite the artillery because of the way I played. So I was not letting them affect me too much, and I went out when I needed to. 5,800 damage, 2,300 assistance, almost 8k combined. So good result for me, and there's T92 with 6k, highest damage on both teams, to no one's surprise. So very annoying, but all you can do is just try your best, and just hope for the best. There's not much you can do about it. But commiserate to 60p and Jaeger, they both did good as well. And overall, it was actually quite a good game in the Badger. So, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I'll see you all in the next one.